Hey everybody, welcome to the Dickbird Nest. And this is going to be episode 2 of my favorite segment on my channel, the Dickbird Dabs.
Yeah.
And today we have Neeko Tronus.
Japan.
And you're at Neeko Tronus on
At
Instagram.
Cronus on all the socials.
Cross-platform. And then to my right, I don't know if it's on your guys' right, but we have Christopher Sturm.
Plastic.swayze on Instagram. That's it.
I'm trying out my
Baboon
video
sauce on Xbox.
Oh, there you go. Say that again because I think I cut you off.
Baboon sauce on Xbox.
That's a
If you want to get smoked on live.
Destiny
tasty
2.
sauce. Destiny 2. And I am Brother Kyle, trying out my radio voice. I'm not going to do that throughout any of the rest of the time. At Brother Kyle, cross-platform. And today we're going to be doing some dabs, and we're going to be discussing our topic of brand loyalty in collecting. And maybe we'll just talk about whatever comes in our head, and who knows, because we're going to be cooked. All right, everybody ready to fire up?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Neeko, what are you smoking on today?
This is. Let me tell you what it is right quick. I don't even remember because I got a sweet deal at Spencer. Oh yeah, this is the wedding cake. I'm popping on right now.
Dazed extracts as usual?
No, actually, it's not Days. I ended up going to a different dispensary this week with a good buddy of ours. I don't want to name drop him for his own work reasons, but mutual buddy of all of ours named Dave. That we hit up this dispensary that had a really killer deal going. There was some 5 G's of for $100. So,
How much? 100?
yeah,
Jesus, man. I'm paying fucking 68 grand.
yeah. Well,
Whoa.
sorry, bro.
Hi.
But if you make it up here sometime, you could always hit the dispensaries because your card is usable up here.
Wait, my card's usable in Michigan?
Michigan, yeah, absolutely. So, like, if you're
that's dope.
driving through, you can go to a dispensary and, get your stuff on a discount.
I figured out that if I look at my rig against the background of the wood desk, I can see the red of the nail. So that was a problem before. So that helps a lot. Chris, what are you smoking on today, bud?
Orange Marijuana live resin.
Would you say marijuana?
Next one labs.
Next one labs. Awesome. I told you I was going to stop with that radio voice. I'm sorry. I am smoking. I'm smoking so far since I've gotten this medical card. This was the first one I bought, not this specific one, but the first strain. And I have tried a whole bunch of new stuff, and this stuff has been my favorite. And it's Cresco Labs Live Sauce. I think it's Lime Skunk, and it smells so fucking good, man. And as far as like all like the effect, like having it hit me, this stuff has been the best. Yeah. Just the live sauce in general, but specifically this one. And I'm gonna
if it's got live in it, I'm in.
All right.
Live in the description, I should say.
Dabs away. I got my Captain America dabber.
Yeah, live res all day. It's so flavorful, so tasty. Oh,
dude, I am like melting right now.
Cover your mic, son.
Woo.
Need my lungs to breathe.
Ooh. Man, I think I put a little too much in there.
Yeah. Little too much. little too much is the right amount.
Good thing that it's weed and it doesn't really matter.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Their stuff just tastes so good.
Yeah.
Good
That's
job,
the
Cresco
beauty
Labs.
of Res.
I haven't tried actually all the res or the dabs I seem to get, the oil anyway, seems to be from Cresco Labs. I know there's like other ones too. I got one from a guy's called Moxie. I got some sugar from them that was actually really cool. I think
Yeah.
and then I got some shatter before, but I don't know who made that one. It's all been good. Even the what's the other one? The one that's not live res. The cured. I got some cured sugar one time, and it was weird looking, but it was good too. Worked.
I like the sugar wax, but I tend to live resin is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Live resin, live sauce, anything like that. But the sugar wax is like a step under, and I'm with that too.
Yeah.
If you can get THCA, that's like top of the shelf.
I usually buy the live resin. The only thing that sucks is that I buy CBD for during the day, and that's usually always a distillate. They don't have any good like live resin CBDs.
Well, yeah, it's distillate is the menthol tobacco of the 1920s cannabis concentrates. So that's what sucks about it is you're getting all the rat shit, the horse shit, the dust, the straw,
and
asbestos.
I still like it for that mesothelioma.
Love that Joker. Just kidding.
I do love that Joker. So, just also a disclaimer: all marijuana products that have been imbibed today have been obtained legally through either recreational or medical means. So, fuck the police.
Right. Yeah, fuck you snitches.
Police.
And all you rat ass motherfuckers out there that don't smoke weed, what's your problem? What's the matter with you?
We have Tekashi 6ix9ine fucking telling on us.
And I know these guys, they smoke weed on the internet.
Yeah, they don't let that guy snitch on us, man.
Those are like my favorite things. That's been slowing down, but my favorite internet thing right now was Tekashi 6ix9ine snitching memes. I'll throw a couple up in the graphics thing. All right, you guys ready for the topic?
Yes.
All right. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about brand loyalty in collecting. And I had a plan, and I'm glad I wrote these bullet points down. So
I wrote them down too.
So I don't really it's gonna be, I'm gonna try not to go off on too many tangents about like just hating on things, because I know we switch collections a lot, but I'm sure it'll come around. So like we'll go around, I guess. Do you guys all have like preferred brands that you buy, that you just specifically buy, or are, because I feel like I'm more of like I don't really have feel like I have a brand loyalty. I have preferences, but I'm not gonna pass up on something just because it's not. So like for me, like SH Figuarts has been my main staple of more like high end figures, and I'm gonna talking about like 112 figures at this point, because that's pretty much most of my collecting. But I do like I don't feel like I'm loyal enough to SH Figuarts to specifically buy theirs if I think that another company is doing one that's better, of that character.
For sure.
Yeah, and I know, Neeko, you actually got me into SH Figuarts, so then I'm assuming that you're in a similar situation.
So I love Figuarts. Like they're honestly my favorite figure line in the 112 scale. Like the first figure arts I ever got were Darth Maul and Jedi Luke in the all black outfit with the green saber. Those I got years ago. And at the time when I got Jedi Luke, like the difference in price between him and the Black Series Luke, which had been out of general retail rotation for a couple of years at that point, like the price difference was basically like $20. And I was like, you know what? Fuck Black Series Luke. I'm gonna go with the figure arts. And I got it and I was blown away. And it was that point that I was like, you know, I think I had the KO of the Black Series Darth Maul. There was a boom a couple of years ago with KO Black Series Star Wars figures, being able to get them on the internet for like dirt cheap. And the more you ordered, the cheaper they got. So like if you just ordered a single figure, it was like I think like $12 shipped, and it came from China, and you could order it with the box or without the box. But if you ordered with the box, it came with the box folded up, uh, with like usually wrapped around the figure, not like with like as you would find them at retail, like with the box and like the plastic insert, the figure in the plastic insert. It would have the figure in the plastic insert with the actual cardboard box packaging wrapped around it and taped around the figure in the plastic bubble insert. And I mean, it's so ridiculous that like it's one of those things that like only from China do you get stuff like that, and typically only when it's bootleg. Um, anyway, I'm going on a tangent on this, but like
that's the whole point.
I got that I got that KO Mall, and I was just like looking at that compared to this figure arts Luke, and it was just like there's no comparison. So like a couple days later, I ordered Mall, and that actually came from Japan, and it was only like I want to say it was like a 7-day wait, and that whole wait was just I was so nervous about it because like it was before there were figure arts KOs, so it was I was just excited but also nervous because the internet was at a point where there was like Transformer KOs were already huge. There's tons of Marvel Legends KOs at this point. Black Series was getting KO'd, and I mean it was stupid. Like $12 for a single Black Series figure shipped from China, or if you bought like 10 of them, they knocked the price down to like $6 a figure, and it was like it just crazy. So like people were buying like entire boxes filled with like stormtroopers, spending like a couple $100 and getting like 50-60 stormtroopers. You couldn't do that at retail, and like it's just times are weird with KOs, aren't they? Like as far as like how collectors look at things and think of things. And wow, I'm stoned and I went off. What was the question again?
Question was, we were talking about preferred brands that you have, and whether or not you feel like you're loyal enough to a brand to go with them if you don't think something else is better.
Yeah, like up until the PS4 Spidey, I would have said fuck everything else. I'll just stick with figure arts. Then, and I mean, Brother Kyle, you and I both got that from the same place, and both of ours were plagued with issues.
Yeah.
And like, it's not just ours, it's basically everybody that's gotten the thing that hasn't done any kind of modifications to it in order to like make the joints move freely. And that was kind of a bummer, and kind of like took the wind out of my sails a little bit. But I'm not opposed to like Mayfax, even though they have like a hella shitty track record as far as quality control goes with, the figures they've produced over the years. And there's a lot of people, they'll put them over and just say, hey, they've gotten so much better. And it's like, have they though? They had to like wait until the second issue of their Infinity War Iron Spider to have the Waldos fixed so they wouldn't break the second plug them onto the figure. Like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that should have never happened, especially for like an almost $100 figure. And it looks beautiful, and everyone that's got one that doesn't.
That metallic paint, dude.
Yeah, like I have the figure at Spidey here without the Waldos, and it's so dull. And that Mayfax figure is just so pretty.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I didn't buy the Figure Arts Iron Spider.
Yeah,
for that reason.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. Like, it's not a terrible figure, but it's just, it could have been better. And that Mayfax is really pretty looking.
I actually love that figure. That's my first Figure Arts figure, I think, the Iron Spider. And I love it. I obviously the Mayfax paint is way better, but I still love the figure a lot. Chris, Neeko bringing up the Star Wars thing was interesting, because when I always talk about like 112 and stuff, I'm specifically almost always thinking like comic book and Marvel and shit like that. And I forgot that Figure Arts also does those Star Wars ones. And Chris, you actually are a big Star Wars collector.
Yes. Well,
as far as
was going pretty hardcore when Force Awakens came out, because I was excited. But I kind of just stick to the original Empire, the original trilogy.
Right. Now, do you have Figure Arts and Black Series ones in that?
Yeah.
So is that so you're also a Figure Arts guy too, and is that like a loyalty thing, or is it just would you
the character? It's the character for me.
Okay.
If so and so makes it better than so and so, I'm going with.
If you're comparing, like, because Black Series will put one out and Figure Arts will put one out, and you're looking at them and you're like, I usually like to buy the Figure Arts, but actually, I think you probably collect more Black Series anyway. But I guess vice versa would work too.
I would say, especially with Star Wars, it's the face to me. Like if it's got a human face, I'm rolling with the Figure Arts if they're making it. Helmets, masks, that kind of stuff. Black Series all day, $20. I'm cool with it because the articulation isn't awful, and it's really hard to mess up a mask or a helmet.
Yeah.
Really easy to mess up a face. So yeah, and my very first SH Figure Arts was A New Hope Luke, and I was just over the moon about that figure, dude. When I got it. Yeah. Flipping out, like, oh my god, dude, it's so amazing. I had Jedi Luke shortly after, and that was on the secondary market. I paid $120 for that thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But like, if you're asking me what my two favorite figures are, it's that Jedi Luke and Mezco homemade suit, Far From Home.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Does anybody else make Star Wars, or is it pretty much just? I mean, as far as like the higher end ones, Mayfax does do Star Wars too. Do you have any of them?
No Mayfax.
Yeah, I think
I don't have any of the model kits either. So all of my Stormtroopers are Black Series. My Death Troopers, the boys, those are Black Series, and I have one Mimbin SH Figure Arts from the Han Solo movie that wasn't really Han Solo. But I got that because it was like $30 on Amazon.
So let me ask you a question as far as the brand loyalty. Like, my hypothetical with the Black Series one didn't work out, but I think this is a better one. If Figuarts came out with, I don't know, like just for example, like you know, whatever Star Wars, like a Darth Maul. The figure they probably have already, but so they're coming out with Darth Maul, and then you look over here, you see like the Mafex Darth Maul, and maybe the Mafex one looks a little better, but you're used to buying Figuarts. Are you gonna say fuck Fig? Are you just gonna stick with Figuarts because you had that's like your track record of buying them, or would you just say, you know what, this looks a little better, and I don't really care if I have, you know, 5 Figuarts with 1 Mafex like jumped in there because I
Yeah,
want this one to look a little
that
better.
wouldn't bother me. The 5 Figuarts with the 1 Mafex. I would probably watch, you know, a couple reviews and see what people think about it.
Right.
I'm definitely more used to the SH Figuarts articulation and the way that I know that their hands feel popping off, heads, etc. So I would maybe lean towards the Figuarts on that, but for me, it would be if the Mafex looked better, I would absolutely consider it and exercise every resource at my disposal to see if it actually is better before, you know, dropping money on it.
So you're like you don't have like a that deep. See, I feel like with me, like I'm not like super loyal with Figuarts, but I think if I was up against that situation, I would probably choose the Figuarts solely based on the fact that I've bought most of them in the past, and like you said, I know how the articulation works, and I know like I actually don't mind like all those the stuff popping off like that. I feel like I'd rather have it pop off than break, so that kind of stuff is cool.
Absolutely. That is a good point.
No, I feel like that even though I've been disappointed with a few Figuarts in the past, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt that it will work. And actually, like you said, Neeko, too, that's wavered a little bit, especially with this PS Spidey, because that thing was supposed to be like the shit, man. And it looks aesthetically it's great, but
and if I'm being honest, that's the reason I haven't got it yet, dude, is because of your guys' issues with that, man. I'm like, dude,
it sucks. It's a really pretty figure, and like to get it in hand, and just like the thing that makes it even worse is the Far From Home Spidey. They fucking nailed the fuck out of it.
Oh, God.
Knocked it right out of the park. That figure is fantastic. And then that was where my head was at, was that looking at that, seeing that figure, I was expecting PS4 Spidey to be on that level. And it fell short of that. Like, it's got
high
additional...
expectations. Yeah.
Well, and that's what sucks too, man. Like, because it's got some really, really great articulation, like, happening in the torso. But then it's got really shitty articulation in the legs. Like the knees barely get very far, and it's due to like the nature of the muscles and the way they sculpted them in the legs. So it really kind of limits some of your Spidey poses, especially for that Spidey. You want to be able to get all kinds of
the muscle tone.
And it's kind of a bummer because like that Far From Home Spidey can hit so many more poses than that one can. And it's like
it's the body of a high schooler who's incredibly strong versus the body of a 30-year-old guy who's incredibly strong, you know?
Yeah.
So and it makes sense for the figure, but man, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, like the way the thighs and the calves are shaped and the way they all line up with the kneecap. Like even with the Iron Spider, Kyle, you can do that same comparison with the Iron Spider and the PS4 Spider just to see like how their knees move, how their knees bend. It's like, how did that get through? How did that pass? Like it's a real bummer. And not that I'm gonna stop buying figure arts, because I'm not, but you know, like I do mostly buy like Marvel stuff though, so like I don't know if like this new Joker movie suddenly starts getting like a figure arts figure or something from Mafex, I won't be getting that just because fuck DC. But like that's more of a general thing. Like I don't.
Right.
If their shit was really good, I'd be interested, but it's not. And I've come to expect Warner Brothers stuff to kind of just suck a lot. And I'm never wrong when it does. And it's kind of unfortunate to be able to see the future like that.
It's a curse.
I'm almost kind of Thanos.
Yeah, Chris, I think actually you left dodge the bullet on not getting. I know we tried. There was like a miscommunication when we were ordering the PS4 Spidey at fucking 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
After I saw Endgame.
Yeah, I was getting out of the theaters in Endgame.
Yeah.
The credits are rolling, and I see like, and the message was only like 20 minutes old.
Yeah.
You know? And it was already gone. I'm like, damn, dude.
So yeah, I only got the 2. And I think you dodged the bullet on that. But do you have the Legends one?
And yeah, I was bummed out. No, I don't.
Right on.
But back on that, I was bummed out that I missed the PS4 Spidey so much that I went online and bought the Mark 85 Iron Man instead. I was like, I'm
yeah,
that's a good one too. Yeah.
And like,
that's a killer figure.
Okay.
I'm actually I regret not getting the Far From Home and going with the PS4 Spidey, but what are you gonna do? I can still try and find one down the line.
Yeah, I'm sure it's still up on Amazon Japan.
Yeah. It's just whether I have to spend the money right now. I'm still keeping it tight for TFCon. So, so yeah, I do feel like even though with Fig Arts for me that they've had a couple ones that I weren't that thrilled with. For example, the Infinity War Winter Soldier, I wasn't that thrilled with that figure. And the Rocket, I understand my problems with the Rocket had to do with just how small he is, and some of the things aren't going to be, as better because of the size thing. But I wasn't happy with that being expensive and being a web exclusive, and then having it turn out the way it did. And that's kind of another thing that pisses me off about Fig Arts. And like I didn't want to spend a lot of time just like bash, because it is my preferred go-to when it comes to 112 figures. But all those web exclusive things, man. And I know people that have stopped collecting Fig Arts specifically because of the web exclusive. It just got annoying because you want to keep up with your line. Yeah, you want to keep up with your line, and now you have to either miss out on this web exclusive or go to BBTS and pay fucking $120 for a
or stay up till
figure.
4 in the morning and try to get lucky when it goes live, somewhere, and hope they're not charging too much for it because they know. Yeah,
exclusives are annoying with anybody. Here's the thing for any collectors or companies: stop doing exclusives because it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it really is annoying, and like, especially the fact that like, Figure Arts right out of Japan, most of the time you're looking at a $50 to $65 figure, and when they come over here, we're looking at the 85 plus price tag. Thanks, Hasbro. It's
like 95.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm okay with spending $80 on a Fig Arts, a regular Fig Arts. I feel like okay if it's a good one.
Yeah.
Then okay. I mean, I'm always gonna try to get the Japanese version first, but I feel like that I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and what sucks about that is how little they've actually released in the U.S. And thankfully, they have that movie line that's going to be coming, which I'm guessing is going to be their way of packaging. Excuse me, packaging like the figures with the effects and making it like, we saw Cap at New York Comic Con. So he'll come with like all those lightning effects, and he'll probably be packaged like that in like a window box with like the lights all around him. Yeah,
I am so fucking glad that I didn't I specifically didn't get that first Cap because I was thinking that eventually they're going to have to release the worthy cap. So I had the Infinity War cap, which I absolutely love. I know the face is a little cringy, but as far as like I love the texturing and the paint, and then me getting those Mutant Workshop shields, and that thing looks. I kind of
body on that figure.
It's a great mold, and I was a little bummed that they didn't package it with any decent accessories. That's kind of shitty, but I skipped out on the end game, specifically thinking that eventually we're going to get the damage shield and the hammer. And now that they released that, I'm so fucking hyped. There's nothing stopping me from getting that.
Honestly, I expect the next ones after Cap. I'm gonna guess Thanos will be second, and he'll be accurate. He won't have the Infinity Gauntlet. He'll either come with a Stark Gauntlet arm in hand or sets of hands,
be awesome.
or he'll just not have any of the gauntlets, and it'll be him and the right sword.
I know I say this all the time, but I'm probably not going to get that Thanos because I have already the Thanos, and then I already bought that correct arm thing from Takara Tony.
Yeah.
But I say that a lot. I said I wasn't going to get the Fat Thor when it came out, and I got two of them. So one for you, Chris. But I think I said I wasn't going to get Scarlet Witch, and I got Scarlet Witch. So who knows? Fuck, I might get the Thanos, but I doubt it because I do have that already, the armored one, and it's awesome. But I'm assuming that Tony's probably going to be like a battle damage head and maybe come with the Star Gauntlet. And then they're already doing Thor, so.
Well, they'll probably do another Thor too because that whole line is going to be for US release.
Yeah, okay.
So,
that's right, he's an exclusive.
Yeah, so they'll probably do all of those, and Thor will probably be the last one. And hopefully, they'll at least have the sense to have them all come with at least one extra head. Like Thanos, they have to.
Hey, you know what? That's another thing about you. This is a message straight to you, fucking Figuarts. The Thanos came with all those awesome heads. The Hulk came with some heads. Try doing some other fucking heads without just a regular head and then a look left head?
Yeah, I don't like
look right.
Come on, man.
I don't like.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, okay, but dude, give us a yelling face or a fucking grimace, something that's I don't know what the fucking deal with the look left thing is. Is it so you can pose them like this and you can have them going?
Basically, yeah. It's that, and it's a cheap way for them to use the same sculpt twice. And basically all they're doing with the printing is altering the eyes so that instead of the eyes straight ahead, they're off to the side. And that's it. It's basically them being cheap and lazy. And I remember getting the Endgame Black Widow, and that was the first figure. I was like, why did they do this?
Awesome figure, by the way, Figuarts.
It's beautiful.
We're just pissed off about the heads, okay? If anybody if Mr. Figuarts is watching this right now, we're just mad. We're mad about the heads, okay? The Black Widow, Infinity War, and Endgame figure are both. I love both those figures, but give us a fucking kit. I want head. I want heads.
Don't we all?
But to answer the original question from 30 minutes ago, I do feel like I'm in with Figuarts enough where I would probably give them my first look at when the example I use with you, Chris, if Mafex did what's something that so they're doing that cap that I really want to get. Now if Mafex comes out with a worthy cap and it doesn't if it completely blew me away in a comparison, maybe, but if it was better but looking the perfect example is the Thor. The Mafex Thor looks really fucking cool, but I don't think it looks that much better than the Figuarts for me to jump ship on Figuarts. I would still buy the Figuarts just because I'm used to them, and I have like I guess like a foot in the door loyalty. But if I feel like it's like it's lacking and the Mafex one is better, then I'll go with the Mafex. But just to be clear, I don't own any Mafex yet, so I actually even it doesn't even have to be Mafex. I was just using Mafex as an example. It could be like any other company out there. Fucking Figma. I don't know what they do, but just you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would say like especially with Spider-Man, I find myself looking at Mezco because they're soft goods. It works with Spider-Man. Like, oh man, it's the both Homecomings look so good. I can't wait to get the Far From Home in. I got that one pre-ordered, and it'll be here sometime next year, so in about 4 or 5 months.
The only problem I have with Mezco is when there's like superheroes with skin tight and spandex and stuff. Yeah. I feel like the soft goods don't work as good as that paint because they stay like you see a picture of Spider-Man in the comic and he has his arms bent, but his elbow is perfectly molded to like. But with the soft good, when you start bending stuff, you kind of get like a sag and a crinkle and shit like that. And I know actually in the comic they explain it. Everybody has like comics or costumes made by the unstable particles from Reed Richards.
Yeah,
that's some kind of like bullshit way of explaining why their fucking shit don't ever wrinkle.
It's so form-fitting, except you can't tell if Spider-Man has a cock or not.
It's a cop out. They're like, oh, we'll just say that Reed Richards made him from something. And then some guy on the other side of the table goes, unstable particles. And they go, promotion for you.
Excelsior.
Man, meetings with Stan Lee are probably fucking super fun.
Probably, yeah.
Go
back time. Do that.
So, man, that's so cool.
I'm here to tell you the future.
While you've slept, the world has changed.
Well, it's changed. Humans. Hello, humies. This is Professor Charles Xavier. I'm coming to you from the future, where I wear a helmet on my head.
It all sounds.
His future's so bright, he's got to wear a helmet.
That is correct.
Someone should
wear a helmet on my Jimmy. It's called a Jimmy cap.
So you should put 2 chains on. I feel like Professor X would have 2 chains.
A big dollar sign and a big cross.
Looks like he's reaching out to cup somebody's balls.
He's reaching out to touch you, so you know. So you know the future is mutant.
Shit. So, I know Chris, you don't do the Transformers and shit, and Neeko, you're pretty much out now. But I feel like with me half foot in the door with still Transformers, I feel like I'm talking to Professor X. I don't even have to do this now because he can just read my thoughts.
Oh, dude, just answer the question. Answer him.
He is reading your thoughts, and the truth of the matter is, Hasbro Transformers are straight garbage. You know
hey, look at that!
It's
Wayne
from the future. I'm from the future.
Wayne, we're doing a podcast with Professor X.
Hello, Mr. Fort of Washington State. This is Professor Charles Xavier. I'm here from the future. I'm reaching out to you, sir. Good day, sir.
It'd be hilarious if Wayne just got off and just ended. Just left.
He's like, I'm out.
I don't want to know. I don't know. I'm out.
He's like, I'm gonna head out.
Can you
see, Mr. Fort, that you own and operate a weed store? Is that correct?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, your camera's not working.
I can't hear you, buddy.
Hey Wayne, if you can hear us, and check to see if your microphone has your headset selected on your settings. Maybe the professor can help you.
Mr. Ford, I'm seeing the future. From here, the future.
I turned the headset off, I
There
guess.
you go. There we go. We
I
got
knew
you.
you would solve it.
I don't think that microphone, this microphone, like could just do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ford.
Well, the headphones will help you just get cut out the like ambient noise and shit like that.
Right.
You don't have
But
to.
I hear you guys okay. It was probably just I got like one ear that was like cutting in and out. I think it's just my headphones are junk. I thought they were nice, but they're not.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you. So
Hello, Mr. Ford.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about some stuff, and then who knows? It's been all over the place.
Oh yeah, one of those nights, huh? Well, to do this properly, I should probably
Dab up, bud.
Yes, you should join up with all of us, the Dab Men.
All right. So tonight I'm going to be dabbing on some amazing diamonds from a company.
I can see it. I can tell you what it is.
I can see that
It's diamonds.
These are diamonds. THCA diamonds.
Yo, Neeko straight up sounds like Malcolm McDowell right now.
I'm from the future. This is Professor Charles Xavier.
Who, by the way, I think he would make an awesome Professor X. Hey, Wayne.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you could hear us before, but I think Neeko mentioned that you might be the owner and proprietor of a marijuana store.
Yeah, that's right. I own Access Cannabis. It's north of Spokane a little bit, and we're kind of just a little store right now, but we're kind of doing our thing, and we're growing a little bit bigger every month. It seems like we're in the slowdown time of year. This, right now it's harvest season, so there's going to be a little bit of a slowdown right now, but overall our numbers are still really strong, and we're still way ahead of where we were a year ago, our first year. So really encouraged by it. We're always looking for the best stuff and the best price. So yeah, that's it.
There it is. If you're traveling through Spokane, stop at Access Cannabis.
This guy named Larry Fagan, actually, Mr. Plastic Robot, was the guy who designed the logo for the store.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Larry. I'm sure you're listening.
Mr. Ford, this is Professor Charles Xavier. I have a question for you.
Ask away, sir. Ask away.
Would you like to know your future?
There's lots of things I'd like to know about the future. I wouldn't want to know the day I die, though.
Mr. Ford, I'm not going to tell you that, because in the future, no one dies. We back you up in the database, and you are reborn in your own cloned body with all of your knowledge and experiences in this new body. But that's not what I'm here to tell you. What I'm here to tell you is your business is going to skyrocket.
There you go. You're straight from the fucking professor's mouth.
From the future.
From the future.
Moira McTaggart told me to tell you. Don't worry. Don't fear. Every little thing is going to be all right.
Excellent. Well, then I'm happy. that fat dab, holy shit. So this is where I have to stop talking coherently now, because I'm down to, not multiple syllable words now at this point.
Words hard.
Hey, look, Neeko's back. Hey man, it's the weirdest thing. Professor X just came in.
I mean, that's weird because I don't know where I went, but now Wayne's here too, and I'm like,
yeah, you missed some stuff.
I kind of have a headache, almost. Did somebody like?
I think it was some remote viewing going on.
Some kind of like mutiny giant, but that's only in comic books. That's not right.
So, Wayne, basically what we were talking about was a little bit of just loyalty and brands. And,
Yeah.
like, are you in a truck right now?
Yes.
He's dragging a coffin filled with the remains of his enemies.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I ran my battery on my phone down, so I have to move over here to where the charger is. Apologies. All right, so brand loyalty, yeah.
So basically, what we were talking about is, your preferred brands of collecting, and then would you like, if you had like two companies that made like similar toys, would you stick with the brand? Are you loyal to a brand enough to stick with it, even if the other one is maybe a little bit better? But
I'm more myself personally. I would call myself a character collector. So if to me, it's kind of whatever the version of the character that best fits in with the same scale. So right now, I would say primarily a Legends collector. But not to say that I don't throw a few of the Marvel Selects in there where I can for the oversized guys. And then for the undersized guys, I would assume that the SH figures maybe could fit in here and there, maybe a Spider-Man or something. Unfortunately, haven't gone that far. That's a line that I would love to start collecting in probably eventually. That's one of those just like I look forward to it, but I'm not there yet, kind of, as far as my collecting goes right now.
well, it's a good choice if you like looking left. So
brand's gonna have its problems. There's plenty of wonky-eyed rogues out there. There's plenty of Agent Venoms and the new anti-Venoms with the terrible hips, and it's like just that little bit extra. But I feel like with Legends, especially in the last year and a half, have kind of brought a little extra to the table. Figures like the Beast figure from the X-Men line. I'd say probably even the Gambit from that line, from that same, line. And then quite a few others. A lot of the MCU figures, I'd say, have really kind of stepped up their game. The photo printing on the heads has really come a long way, to the point where they're giving SH a run for their money in as far as character likeness, at least. You can't touch the articulation, though. I mean, even though I don't have the figures, I mean, I see how amazing they are. That's why, at some point I'm going to do them. But,
So listen, you brought up Marvel Selects, and that's actually a really good example of this. And like you collect Legends, but
yes,
you're not loyal enough to the Hasbro Legends line to say, look, I'm not going to get the Juggernaut Legend because the Marvel Select one is bigger and it fits with my collection better.
It fits with what I want as far as the overall look. And to me, how it looks in the display case when I come in and look at it is a little more important than what's stamped on the bottom of its foot. That's just, I don't know. And the guys that don't want to stray from the lines, if there are guys like that, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, that's teach their own, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's got to be what, if I'm spending the money, I want to see what I want to see, not what Hasbro tells me I have to have.
I do blame them. I do blame. It seems like the whole point of all four of us is that we don't seem to be brand sycophants, and I again, I don't like I'm blaming or hating on that at all, but like diversity is good for everything always. So if you're just buying something because that's the only thing you want, like the brand that you want, and you're not willing to step outside of that to, if something's better, then the other brands aren't going to start making more, and then the other brand that you buy, they're not going to start stepping their game up when needed. And I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but
you're talking about lack of competition. there's no incentive for competition if people don't want to check out other
Better.
things.
Yeah, you really need to see the bar raised, and it's like it's funny because like with the legends, I feel like they keep getting better and better, and like raising the bar higher and higher. And figure arts kind of they're still way above as far as articulation and quality and QC goes, but legends have really picked it up as far as like paint jobs, the heads, like the screen printing, the facial printing that they do now. I mean, look at the Infinity War cap and compare that to like the head that they gave Worthy cap. You know, you compare that figure arts Infinity War cap to like a Worthy Endgame Marvel Legend figure, and it's like, fuck, man. Those you take that cap head, which is nothing like Chris Evans, and look at that, and look at the Marvel Legend head. That Marvel Legend head has such a better likeness and resemblance to Chris Evans that it's like, well, there's a $20 figure versus the $50 figure. You know, the quality and the difference in price is just kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, that Chris Evans Legends head isn't even perfect, but it's still better than the fucking figure arts
Yeah.
by a lot. The only thing that
lot.
figure arts has going for it is that it has a beard, so that takes away from a little bit of the disrecognition. But it's still dog shit compared to the actual Chris Evans face. Like,
the beard, like as I can say, as Chris can say, and yeah, as you can say too, Kyle, as we are bearded men, this is man makeup. This is like ladies like this on our faces, and like that Infinity War head is so bad that even with a beard, it looks fucking horrible and not like Chris Evans. And that's the really mind-blowing thing, is that Figure Arts put that out and expect people to buy it. And when it didn't sell and ended up on Amazon for $39.87, you know, with free Prime shipping, they were like, well, what the fuck? Even then it's not selling out. And it's like, yeah, I wonder why. Because you have to go and spend another $40 to get a good looking Chris Evans head from some
that head actually isn't as good as people I think it is either.
Yeah, exactly.
No
like,
way.
There's actually,
That thing does not look like Chris Evans.
It's an improvement. It's an improvement over the figure arts.
It's
not
improvement. Because it doesn't look like Chris Evans. What it is the Hot Toys head got shrunk down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hot Toys head barely looked like Chris Evans. So like these guys over in Hong Kong did that, and they started to produce it, put it out there for sale, and people loved it. They were like, "Oh, it's so wonderful," and it's like, no, it's not. It doesn't look like Chris Evans at all.
It just looks like a more detailed non-Chris Evans head.
It looks like a better face. Yeah, it's a better face, but
yeah, that looks more like Robbie Evans. I don't know who
not
Robbie
America's
Evans is. Yeah,
man, you should tell your boy to do an Infinity War Chris. I know there's no market for that, but man, I would buy one.
Yeah, I would love for him to do that, but he's not a MCU fan, unfortunately. Huge comic fan.
So like I know I was trying to like say earlier, and I don't want to like get super into a Transformers talk, but like with the whole diversity, like we were talking about, like I feel like an example of that is with sycophants sometimes is, and not everybody too, but I feel like Fans Toys has a lot of like they always kind of like make fun of them on the internet, call them fanboys or Fans Toys, but whatever the thing is. But I feel like that's a group that had like started getting like a very like loyal following. And then it seemed like after that they kind of like slipped with a few figures.
Yeah,
I feel like it's because they were like, well, fuck it, they're gonna buy it anyway, so we don't have to go back and make improvements or whatever. And they came out with a few misses, and that was a huge bummer because they do make beautiful toys.
Yeah, they do. Fans Choice is one of those situations that's like they were, I think, widely considered like the top shelf of the third party game. And then they put out a couple of stinkers, and after those couple of stinkers, everyone's like, I don't know. And I say that as someone that, like, I think I own a couple of Fans Toys, and like they're great. They got a great amount of weight to them. They're beautiful sculpts. The transformation is pretty dope. The problem I generally have is like I'm just so over Transformers as a whole. But the point I was actually gonna make is the very fact that there are so many different third-party brands that make Transformers that are so much better than anything and basically everything that Hasbro puts out, that I categorically will state every time, and this is purely my opinion, this is no one else's opinion, but Hasbro makes the worst choice.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad thing to say, but also, to be fair, Hasbro is making a much more accessible, cheaper product.
Mm-hmm.
And so
even the MPs have fallen behind. I mean, look at Hound that's coming out. They're charging how much for a figure that's Carbot sized that has a floating head and neck? Like,
that's a car one. Yeah. I'm not buying that because I have the Make Toys one, and the Make Toys one is fine, and the Fans Toys one is really good looking too. But the Takara one looks cool. I'm hoping that was some mistransformation and shitty product shots, but probably not. Either way, like it doesn't matter because I'm not getting it. So, whoever's getting that, cool with you. But I think that they're not the superior Hound that's coming out. But like, I don't want to get too much into bastards. We could have a whole fucking show on just our frustrations with Transformers over the past year or so. I know Nate probably has a little bit of that too. Let's see. Well, I want to change. Man, I have a stone tangent on Spider-Man on my list. We could talk about that.
Sure. Works.
My last question was kind of like a negative kind of one, and I don't want to. I know we have our problems, but I don't want to make this whole thing about just bashing shit that we don't like. But
what you want to bash?
Is there a brand that you start, you were maybe excited to get, and then got something from that brand, and then just it ruined it for you enough where you're just not going to buy that anymore from that company?
When I was a kid, it was my Huffy.
Your Huffy. There you go. Taking it way back. Yeah.
I think they're owned by Schwinn now, though. So
maybe they stepped it up.
Dude, that's totally relevant to the question. Like, we're thinking mostly toys, but like that's a toy. But if that's something that's true, like if you were like super hyped to get a Huffy and then it fucking sucked when you got one, and then you were just like, fucking, I ain't buying Huffies no more the rest of my life. Even if it is a good one, I don't trust them. Fuck Huffies.
Right. Yeah, I would say one like bad experience with a figure or brand will definitely ruin it for me more than a few good ones will make it for me,
Yeah. Do you have an example? Is there a figure that you bought that was just complete trash and that you just you don't
The Mayfex Batman, yeah.
From the Batman?
Superman.
Oh yeah.
The figure is just awful.
I remember that.
I remember part of the decline in my Transformers love was when the Transformers 4 line came out after. You can argue about the Baybots and stuff, but the leader class figures that came out for like the second and third Transformer movies were actually kind of impressive as far as like their scope and their scale and their intricacy and things like that. And then just the complete fall off. And I remember just being so bummed when the leader class, you know, quote unquote leader class figures came out, and they were just such garbage compared to, you know, the previous, you know, leader class figures. And I remember thinking, well, how will I ever, you know, fill out my shelf now? Like, you know, like I can't put this garbage next to those other figures that I actually kind of like. And so, yeah, that started a huge downturn for the brand right there.
That's interesting because I actually enjoy those leader class figures, and the ones for Transformers 4, you're talking about the Optimus and the Grimlock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't have any of the first 3 movies leader class figures, so I can't compare. But I mean, I don't think that they're amazing, but I actually do like that. Optimus looks really cool if you could take off that ginormous fucking ridiculous backpack that he has.
Well, that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Didn't have that. Like they were, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as transforming engineering goes, those were kind of top of the mark. I mean, obviously the masterpiece figures now are really intricate and amazing. You know, the masterpiece Megatron, I don't think I've even attempted it, to be honest with you. I was just like, you know, the amount of rub that I'll probably put on the thing, it's not going to be worth it.
It's awesome. The funny story about that is, I don't know if I ever even told you this, but my buddy Alex from the TAC, from the Bird Gang, he bought that KO company, did like a metallic version of that thing, and it actually looked really cool. He bought that, and he actually couldn't figure out he was watching videos. He was having some problems with the transformation, so he actually asked me if I could take care of it for him because I did mine before. So so he met up with me and he gave me this Megatron so I could transform it and then give it back to him because he wanted to display it specifically in gun mode, just the metallic one. He has the regular one. Bot mode. So I actually grabbed it and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And then I actually went to the Mike's house that night. I was a guest on the Blackout Shout. And midway through the show, I brought it with me because I was showing him. And we got all cooped up. And then he just kind of like turned into Rayman and just fucking did it from memory. Just
wow.
And that's one of the hardest transformations ever, man. I was so happy. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't have to do this.
I'm glad it worked without any problems and nothing broke.
Yeah, I mean, he's that's impressive that he can remember how to do something like that. And I don't fuck with Masterpiece and third party like that. I always look at a video or something. I'm just more of afraid that I don't want to experiment. I don't want to try it out myself because I'm afraid I'm gonna break it.
I gotta be honest with you. That's some of what's. Oh, I'm sorry, Neeko. Go ahead.
I just said that I just keep all of mine in robot mode. I don't fuck with transformers.
The fear of the breaking them and the paint rub and all of that and the transformation is part of what's kind of taking a little of the fun away from the hobby. Like I don't want to buy 2 of everything to put mode and one in robot mode. When you collect Legends, or SH or MCU, whatever. You just need the one. You don't. The throwback fun of it from being a kid, was that it was a car, it was a robot, and it was a puzzle. So like 3 toys, which was the cool aspect of it. And I brought that into my adulthood a lot. It was at first kind of, like, I don't know if it's the right word. It was kind of like, wow, I got this one cool throwback, masterpiece Transformer that I really liked. And then it kind of grew from there. But, realizing that collecting as a whole was a lot more than just the bots. Like, there's a lot more things that I loved, and I started just diversifying and realizing that I needed to just, in order to do other things, I definitely had to take a break from robots because they're so expensive, especially third-party stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
That's because, like, I know we're talking about like specifically brand loyalty, but brand also like line loyalty, like just collecting line loyalty is the same thing. Like, we've all, I think I know at least us three have all weren't loyal enough to Transformers to say, hey man, this shit's getting a little ridiculous. I'm not really down with this anymore, so I'm gonna shift my attention more toward X-Men and MCU and Legends. Just getting way more playability out of them, man. Like more interesting shit to do.
Yeah.
Now that's definitely the case. I remember what did it for me was the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. And I remember thinking for years, like I would see, things that they were doing in the stores, and I ever thought, if they ever come out with a perfect Wolverine, I'm going to be all over it. I don't care what's going on in my life.
Hey,
and then, Tiger Stripe came out, I'm like, all right, close enough. I'm ready to go with this. So it started with him, and then it was X-Men, and then it was like, well, I can grab some MCU, and next thing I know, I'm swimming in them. They multiply in their sleep.
Yeah.
So we're all. I'm going to get back to the question before, but real quick, we're all like into Legends and stuff, and so part of this. So another example, like, we're all collecting these Legends. What if some other fucking company came out, like whatever, like Fuckstick Toys or whatever, came out with basically Legends. They just came out with their version of Legends. I don't feel like I think I would definitely not loyal enough to Legends. Like I love Legends, but I'm not loyal enough to say, hey man, I'm gonna go buy Fuckstick Toys because I want to check them out, or I think maybe this one's a little better looking. If it's the same price range, then I'm definitely down with that.
Yeah, look into it.
Yeah, like it's weird. I know there's that Chinese company that just started doing like the MCU figures in China. Like a lot of people were like posting pictures of them and like claiming that they were like KOs or something like that, but they're not. They're an officially licensed for China brand of Marvel figures that are made in China for China, basically. And they're all pretty nice. Like they look nice, but I think they're like in a 7.5-inch scale. So basically, none of it scales with Marvel Legends, or figure arts.
Probably by design too. I'll bet you.
Yeah, most likely.
Hasbro has that 6-inch contract lockdown.
Yeah.
That's why selects have to do their own scale, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's why they're all separate, different. For whatever reason, the import figures are pushed up to like a higher price point.
But just back to the question we had before. Like I think it was about Neeko's turn. Was there a bad experience you had with a certain line that made you just say, "I'm done with that specific not line brand"? Like I'm not going to buy from you anymore.
As far as like toys go, yeah, like Hasbro Transformers was it for me. Like, and that was a couple of years ago. Like, I had just finished Titan's Return. Power of the Primes had just started, and I think I got that first wave. Grimlock, Swoop, Slag, Beachcomber, and Slash. And I think there was like either one or two figures that came in that wave that I didn't get. There were a few figures in that wave I didn't get because I was just like, I want to put these Dinobots out, see what they're about. Beachcomber, because fucking Beachcomber and a pothead, and Beachcomber is a robot pothead, so. And Beachcomber was cool for a Legend. Slash, the girl Dinobot Raptor, was cool for a Legend. Grimlock and Slag were god awful. Swoop was alright, but like I kind of felt like I was just so over the cheap, shitty plastic and like the way the characters were basically just being hoarded out over and over and over again in cheaper form and more waffly, plasticky form with like shitty paint getting smaller and smaller for more money. Like I'd rather just put that energy into stuff like Marvel Legends than spend any of it on Transformers. And that's the irony, because when you compare Marvel Legends to figure arts, most of the time it's going to be figure arts on top. But also figure arts also is very limited to how many figures they put out and how often they put them out. And they're also, you know, if you get them from Japan, you're looking at usually around $60 a figure. So that, you know, that adds up. And they have to be able to maintain their quality level, which also adds up. So they can't really pump them out like Marvel Legends do, because there's a huge difference in quality. So I don't know. I guess Transformers would be it for me. I'm over Transformers as a whole. Like, I love G1, and when some third party or Hasbro Takara decides to start doing Transformers Prime in MP form, they'll have my interest, and I'll look at it, and if it doesn't suck, I'll get into it. But other than that, I'm kind of the mindset of fuck Transformers.
Hasbro specifically, though, that's the line specifically that ruined it. Kind of ruined it for you a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the Hasbro Transformers. Like, third party makes the best Transformers. Hasbro makes the worst Transformers.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. It's their own IP, and they make the worst versions of their own IP.
For me, the thing that I bought that fucked up a brand for me was when I Perfect Effect Leonidas. And that figure, I don't know if you guys know, but it was the Leo. It was like this kind of like Gundam-y anime kind of style of the Jet Beast Wars 2 Leo convoy. It was a lion, and they did it in like complete robot, like Zoids kind of look, and it looked so fucking amazing. And I couldn't find one because it was expensive. And then when they redid the second run with like the anime like colors, and he came with the big giant like sword and shit, and I was like, I can't fucking wait. I'm getting this. It's gonna be the best Transformer I ever fucking bought. And then when I got it, it was just fucking complete garbage. And it was everything was super loose. He could barely stand on it. Like, he could stand basically at attention. As soon as you fucking widened his legs a little bit, it would just. It came with one of the main. He had like a lion's mane, and each like section was like on a ball joint. He came with one of them when I opened the box. It wasn't even on. It was loose in the package. And then because the reason why is the ball joint was too big and it wouldn't pop on the main right, and the tail was very like loose, and I was so disappointed with that I actually, and I've only done this. I don't think I've ever done it again. Actually, I actually got in touch with BBTS and I told them that my shit was all fucked up and I wanted to return it, and they let me return it, and I got my money back. And I have since recently bought the KO version of that, which it's a little bit of an improvement in quality, but it's not the greatest. But since it's a KO, I mean, it's better, but it's still like not the best. But it was, you know, the difference between buying a you know, $50 KO and an almost $200, $150, $160 whatever dollar figure. You know, it didn't feel like I wasted my money on that. But there was some other Perfect Effect figures that I wanted to get, and I wanted to get the Beast Guerrera, the Transmetal's Optimal Optimus, and after that, I was pretty much just like, you know, my experience with them was so bad. I even like remember emailing Perfect Effect, and I don't. This was early in my MP collecting, and I don't think I realized that Perfect Effect's probably just a small like Japanese company that's not maybe as accessible as like if you needed to call Hasbro or some, you know, somebody like that. But you know, I was pretty much out. Like I don't see myself ever buying another Perfect Effect toy because I was so soured just from that experience.
And that's understandable, man. Like, you get burned on a product you spend a lot of money on, and you know, it sucks. Nobody wants to go through that.
Would be a major bummer.
Yeah.
And I bought one before that, was the little chug scale reflector that they have, That's actually a pretty good figure, but even that has some quality issues. It just didn't bother me because they weren't as major as the other one. But now that the other one fucked me up, I'm pissed off about the fucking reflector ones. So
Yeah.
you know, Perfect Effect fucked up my shit, and I don't want to ever buy from them again. And yeah, that's that. I don't really know what else to say on brand loyalty. I think we covered a little bit of that, and then some other stuff that wasn't even whatever.
The most important point in all of this conversation is fuck Hasbro Transformers.
And also Professor X. Professor X knows the future. And I don't even think that's even a power of his, to be honest. I think you just made that up.
Brother Kyle, this is Professor Charles Xavier. Hello. I'm calling to you from the future.
You know what? Maybe with that Cerebro hat, he can tell the future.
The future is very bright. You see, Moira McTaggart, she has found a way to download what has happened in previous lives so that we know how things go into the future. So you see, after her sixth life, we carried into this life. And in this life, well, it's very complicated mutant thing stuff.
Oh, I get it. You grow mutants out of gold balls. That's great.
We do. That's where babies come from, is gold balls. Ask your mother.
Shout out to Jonathan Hickman for making a character like Gold Balls. See, an actual relevant X-Men.
It's crazy, dude.
Gold Ball. His name is Gold Balls. And his
Literally,
power is
gold
creating
balls.
gold balls. He doesn't do anything with them. They just pop out. And he wrote it into a way where he made them like embryonic eggs that you can grow X-Men from.
Yeah, they had to be fertilized, and then like they would go through this timey-wimey process that would basically like grow them, I think, in like 24 hours or something like that. Or it might have been different than that.
Gold Balls' power is basically that he just menstruates gold balls.
Pretty much, yeah. His mutant power is a gold period.
He's a chicken. He's a chicken.
He's a chicken. And instead of the eggs coming from like the vaginus area, it's right out of his chest. So that's just weird.
That's weird. It's weird too that the balls don't. I don't even think his chest like opens and the balls come out. I think they just go. Bleh.
Yeah, they just kind of fall out
magically. Do you know what? Probably it's something to do with unstable particles.
Probably. Probably does. If you took that shirt off, he probably has a vaginus on his chest.
Oh shit, man. This doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but what is there? Do you guys? I was just gonna ask you guys, you know, in the recent future, what's like the thing that you're looking forward to the most right now? Like that's coming out and that you're getting, like something you have pre-ordered.
Far From Home, Mezco, Spider-Man.
Are you definitely getting that?
Oh, I've got it already. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, pre-ordered.
Pre-ordered.
John
Okay.
Wick. Those two right there.
That's a good one too.
Mezco, John Wick.
The only thing I've got pre-ordered right now is just the Fat Thor line, and that's, you know, I just haven't gotten mine because I pre-ordered it from GameStop. Unless everybody else already has it, so. Yeah.
Curse.
He's cool.
Not a pre-order yet. And speaking of in the future, what I'm looking forward to is more modern X-Men Marvel Legends figures from Hasbro. Hashtag Hasbro Toy Pick. I am looking forward to a certain 2-pack of Myself and one Eric Lenscher in his white KPD costume with the helmet. And
That's
I'm telling you, I come from the future, and in the future there will be a 2-pack of Professor Xavier and Magneto coming in your Marvel Legends toy collection action figures.
I'll tell you
But
what, man. I'll one up you on that and say it would be even better if they did a 3-pack with Moira.
I do not believe it will include Moira because we are trying to keep a secret from everyone here on the island of Krakoa because, as you know, Krakoa is for all mutants and only mutants.
Get out of here, Xavier.
Mutants,
He wanted to go on record saying that was related so he could claim the clairvoyance.
mutants, come home to Krakoa.
Dude, that would be. I don't think that's like super crazy to think of. Like I think with the popularity of this new X-Men thing, they're bound to start doing some Legends, and I think quick too.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be quick, but yeah, more than likely.
I'll be
she'll-
rolling them out for sure.
I bet within the year 2020. I mean,
Yeah.
at some point.
Well, it might be later than that, but maybe by the end of 2020, maybe
Yeah.
December or January, it'll be like the first wave. That would be dope. Like if they could do that, like to see like a modern Wolverine, a modern Cyclops, a Marvel Girl, you know, gold balls.
Go Balls.
Why not?
You get
Have
Jim.
him come with gold balls that can shoot out of his chest vaginas.
Need like a third party,
We need
to do, like
that.
a Gold Balls add-on kit.
There
It's
you
like
go.
a set of gold balls. The thing I'm looking forward to most, and it's not announced yet or up for pre-order, but the Figure Arts Worthy cap. That's the thing I need. Like I need
Yeah.
that. That I need so bad. I watched that clip again today, like the Portals clip, and I need that figure.
Yeah. It's amazing. Hopefully it comes with like an unmasked head too.
That's great.
Yeah. I have the Endgame Figure Arts cap, and I'm also all in on that cap. That I will buy the fuck out, especially because it comes with all the light.
Yeah, even just like even you have the one where you modded the hammer.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have anything else to add, or anybody want to tell us their future besides Professor X? Oh, Spidey, what are you doing here?
Hey guys.
You tingling?
I think the dad would
Back in the MCU, everyone.
Yay!
Welcome back, Spidey.
We're glad to have you, bud.
Yeah,
Final
let's,
thoughts.
final thoughts. How about we all do a final dab together?
Another dab. Okay.
There we go.
I don't know, let me try to call and ask my mom if she's okay, if that's okay with her. I think your permission.
I'm actually out, so I can't do it.
Oh no. Sorry.
Oh,
But I'm with you in spirit.
Yes, you are, bro.
Eat a CBD gummy.
Plus, I am like seriously high still from the first one that I said.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a little guy
You
here.
know what? That's a big plus of taking like a little hiatus and then doing the dab. So,
Getting fucking wrecked.
I'm gonna watch a horror movie after this.
it sounds like we're all battling the Torchosaurus Rex. Right?
Dab, dabba, 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 doo. Check my temp, bro.
Gotta get that low temp.
I'm gonna switch because I want to save my live sauce. I only have a little bit left. I'm gonna switch up to this Cresco Labs Soji Haze, which is also delish. It smells like fresh ass fucking lemons.
God, that looks good.
It is.
Pretty color.
It's very. I still have so much. This is gonna be my primary TFCon smoke probably. I can't wait.
Smell.
God
Smell
damn.
cake.
Shit looks like you spread it on toast.
It's like honey, like
It looks so good, it makes you want to slap your mama.
I mean, I'll slap somebody else's mom.
All right, dabs away.
I'm about to let the office serenade me to sleep,
Yeah, but
like most nights.
Whoa. The fucking man, I might not have got this hot enough. It sucks. Let me try again. Where's my fucking shit, man? I have to get I got another bad can of shit, man.
What are you using in your lighter, dude?
What's that?
What type of butane are you using?
It's just the shit I got. It's just Zippo butane. I gotta get a better one. I actually need to get one of those like torches like Neeko has.
For some 5X butane, man.
yeah,
I
like
have
better
that.
music.
'Cause that shit
That-
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a bigger can, right?
yeah. It'll be a taller can.
What's up with
100 milliliter.
do any of you guys ever cold fire your shit?
Sometimes.
What?
Cold starts.
Cold start, yeah.
I got a friend who works at the dispensary near my work who is like all about the cold start. Like when he comes over to smoke with me, he doesn't even let me heat it first. He makes me do the cold start too. I'm like, fuck, all right, bro, do it. He knows how to do it, man. It rips. I can't get it right.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's better to just do it this way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
getting your temp is kind of an important part of dabbing.
I don't know if you saw Wayne, but I'm using my Captain America dab tool.
Nice.
I definitely got it hot enough this time. Dead air, dead air. Then he's cupping balls too. Shit. Man, it's still too hot. I feel like a lot of pressure. I feel like everybody's watching me right now.
Yeah. Dude, you know who I would buy a fig arts of?
That's close.
Alex
They are watching
Alex
you.
Jones, J. Jonah Jameson.
Dude, that'll happen.
Oh,
They're making the frogs gay.
And Alex Jones is
They're putting the chemicals in the water and making the frogs gay.
I've
Dude,
seen the
have you heard
tapes.
Have you heard the song that someone made out of that?
Oh,
Wait, that's the folk song?
Yeah. So good.
Oh man, that dude.
that he actually said that.
There we go.
Oh god.
Chris, are you talking about the one where somebody makes like a whole indie, like an indie folk song over things that he's played?
It's specifically just about the frogs.
The gay frogs.
I'll send that through when we're done. The one I'm talking about is so fucking funny. They just take like there's like a guy like playing guitar, and then it's like it sounds like an indie song, and all the lyrics are just things that he said, and it just goes along with what he said.
Yeah.
I've seen the tapes. I have them. Obama is a lizard person.
Dude,
All right. I do a good Alex Jones. Spider-Man is a menace.
Listen here, kid. Mysterio. Oh snap! Star Tech.
Yeah. Snippity snip snip snap.
Snap pun intended.
Snap doodle doo.
All right, everybody ready to fucking get going then?
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, thanks for watching to anybody that is, and
We're high.
I was doing that on purpose. Yeah, everybody like, subscribe, and sub, and share, and do all that other fun stuff. Ring that motherfucking bell, please, to get notified. And I'm really enjoying doing this. I currently have 49 subscribers, which is great. I'm looking to get one more. My goal was to get 50 before TFCon, and I got like six days to get one more sub. So maybe Chris's girl can sub just for the fuck of it. And then I'll bring it out. But yeah, thanks for doing this again, guys. And this is my favorite thing that I've done so far on this segment, or my favorite segment on this thing I've done so far. And I can't wait to do the next one. So, man, I usually do a Dickbird out, like the call thing, but I don't have them. I have it only in tank mode. This is this tank mode out. It's fucking done. All right.
They do a fat Thor out.